This summer brings new growth where new leaves and blooms grace our plants. But that comes with a price, where the rising temperatures harm so many of our precious plants. Hi, it's me Anne, and today I bring to you a topic that we need to revisit every year as we and our plants face the summer heat and rising temperatures. Before we get into the video, I would like to invite you to follow me on Instagram for tips, interesting interactions, daily posts and other plant updates. Summer in India is usually during the months before the monsoon, that is from March to May. India has a varied topography, so I'm not going to make any generalizations here, but there are many regions here where the temperatures go really very high during the summer. Since most of us as plant parents own a variety of plants that have different temperaments, different needs, and that come from different habitats, we need to be vigilant and sensitive to seasons and the changes it brings. We need to take measures to make it as comfortable as we can for our plants. So let's get started. Move plants. You will notice that in the summer, the way the light falls into your window, garden or balcony is different. There will be a lot more light coming in for longer durations. Also, the temperatures rise, so it is important to move plants that cannot handle harsh light or high temperatures into shadier spots, cooler places, or sometimes indoors. Place delicate plants under the shade of larger ones that can tolerate direct sun, or in places where the harsh light doesn't reach. If you are moving them indoors to a cooler room, then ensure they are not kept in darkness and they get a little light at least. Obstruct direct harsh light. Use sheer curtains or green netting cloth to block very harsh direct light if needed. When there is harsh direct light reaching delicate plants, they may wilt or get leaf burns. Using an obstruction that allows light to filter in a mild manner helps a plant get enough light without getting damaged. If you have a terrace garden, set up a shed for plants that need to be protected. Be mindful of plants leaning on or touching metal bars or grills. Metal heats up a lot under direct sun, and this happened with my fiddle leaf fig and monstera that had leaves leaning on those bars. They got severe burns. The FLF simply moved away from the bars and was fine then. I had to move the monstera leaf away myself. You can cover the bar up with a cloth. If it's a grill, you can use a sheer cloth or green netting to obstruct direct light coming in and heating up the bar. Water more often. You need to water your plants more often as evaporation happens faster. Look out especially for plants that are not potted in moisture retaining mixes. The soil will dry out faster. Water thoroughly and deeply till the water drains out from the bottom drainage holes so that the water saturates all the roots well. However, in the summer, if you are over enthusiastic with your watering, your plants can still end up being overwatered and you can end up harming them. So be careful there. Water at the right time. It is important to water either early in the morning or late in the afternoon so that the water doesn't evaporate too quickly under the harsh sun. Point 6. Mist. It is good if you can mist your plants at least twice a day. If you can do it, it's excellent. I do it early in the morning and in the afternoon. I avoid evenings because I have plants like aglaonemas, anthuriums and many others that are prone to bacterial infections that are mainly caused because of wet leaves, especially if you keep the leaves wet in the evening. So following this routine gives the plants enough time to dry off in the day, and it helps my leaves to be dry in the evenings. Use a fine mister that will send out fine water droplets. Also spray over the leaves and under the leaves very well and thoroughly. Now know this, that all plants don't like to be misted, so know your plant and its needs before you mist it. I would not mist succulents, for example. Group humidity loving plants together. Group your plants together, especially the humidity loving ones. When they are grouped together, they create a mini humid atmosphere for each other, as through the day they release moisture through their leaves through a process called transpiration. So it is a good idea to group plants with the same moisture requirements. They help each other out. Evaporation of water creates humidity. You can set up bowls or decorative jars with water to evaporate around your plant. But be careful to change the water frequently, as it can encourage mosquito larvae. This can be done especially for plants you keep inside your house. For balconies and terraces, you can pour out some water onto the floor to evaporate and cool the temperatures. Sometimes in the afternoon, I set up the bathtub or buckets in the balcony for my little kids to bathe there. I let them splash and play in the water and wet the place up. I don't use soap, just water. They play, wash themselves clean, have so much fun, and in doing all this, the balcony cools down so much, as do the kids in the severe summer heat. So I let the floor remain wet after that and let it dry up on its own. Also, when I water my plants, I let the water fall on the floor too. I pour a few extra mugs on the floor to let it cool the balcony. Set up humidity trays. All you have to do is fill trays with pebbles approximately of the same size so that the pot can be kept upright. Then pour in water. Lastly, you have to set the pot on it. The water evaporates through the day around the pot and keeps the air humid. Refill the water whenever it evaporates. Moisture domes. You can build a moisture dome for very sensitive plants like some delicate ferns that can't tolerate heat and dryness. All you have to do is set a clear plastic bag over the pot to trap in moisture and also diffuse the light that falls on the pot. For smaller plants, you can set the bottom of a cold drink bottle over it as a dome. If you have cloches, you can keep multiple plants under them. If you have big cloches, and under small cloches, you can keep one plant. So use this dome to create a nice humid atmosphere for your plant. Improve air circulation. Use a fan to circulate air and cool the place up. If you have a fan fixed in the balcony, great. Or you can set up a stand fan, even that works. Indoor, you can keep your ceiling fan on for longer durations than you usually do. Mulching. Mulching is covering up the surface of the soil with materials that discourages the growth of weeds. It also has another purpose, that is, it will not let the water dry out quickly too, and the soil will remain moist for a longer time. You can use hay, dried leaves, stones, wood chips, coconut husk, coconut coir, sphagnum moss, and so many other things to mulch. Mulching, in my opinion, is good for outdoor gardening. In container gardening, there are many who do this. I personally don't do it as I anyway don't have an intense light exposure, and I'm a little scared of the pests that will find a home under that cozy layer of mulch. If you still want to use this method, you can sprinkle a little wood ash on the soil surface to at least deter slugs and snails. Also remember not to put a very thick layer. That will again be a cause of a lot more problems. Move the mulch mix around every few days and also change it out as it decomposes. That is, if you're using organic materials. Point 13. Observe and treat. It is important to observe and catch the issue quickly. Look for plants getting sunburns, drooping excessively, the leaves drying out, looking dull. Quickly move such plants and try to help them according to the tips that I have spoken about before. Remember this, there will be a few delicate ones that may not survive. I too lost a few Rex begonias and a baby pilea to the excessive heat. It is but natural to fret, but let it not discourage you. There are a million other gardeners facing the same pain. All you can do is try again. Don'ts during a heat spell. Don't fertilize your plants as they would not be able to handle it, especially if they are already struggling to battle the heat. Don't repot them, as repotting also stresses them, and being vulnerable during such a time, the chances of them surviving will fall really low. Don't prune them in the peak summer months. The ideal pruning time is in spring, that is around February, and just before the rainy season sets in around the beginning of June. I hope you guys benefit from this video and use these tips and tricks to save and keep your plants happy. If you like this video, then please don't forget to hit the like button. Also, if you are new around here, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications of future videos. Follow us on Instagram too. I really hope to see you soon in the next video. Till then, stay safe, stay home, and stay green.